Did it work? Are we live? Did this thing work? Hey, my background looks a little different. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wizardly Rambling. This is a special edition of Truth or Drink with iced tea.
It's just from this place in New York.
Oh, Long Island?
No, Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think we were really gonna do it. It was a dumb joke.
That was a dumb joke.
But
What's going on, everybody? So, what we're going to be doing here is we're just hanging out and having a little bit of fun. It's our birthday. Well, it's my birthday weekend. I turned 34 today, so I came to Iowa to hang out with Nico, who turned 30, the big 30, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, 14th?
12.
12. I was close.
Close.
It's off by a couple days.
No cigar.
But yeah, so we kind of posted in the Discord, but feel free in the comments to if you have any burning questions that you want answers to, we'll either tell the truth or we'll drink. And yeah, so we've got some in the Discord. You've got your phone out. So
I pulled them up,
yeah, you've got the nice dulcet tones.
Oh, the nice dulcet tones.
Yeah, I think that's how that goes.
Yes. The first question from Chris Ridgie. Name a hot take on a trope you have. Can be good or bad. I'm not going to talk like that.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Hot take on a trope. Good or bad? I feel like we've both been pretty open about this, but also, like, I don't know if it's even a hot take. Where I hate the school trope. A lot of people love it, but
I
also
like school tropes.
A lot of people hate it too. So, like, I don't know if that's really a hot take.
I've kind of gotten sick of the Chosen One, which it's funny because I'm still reading like Chosen One fantasy,
You
but
can't
like
fully avoid it. I mean,
I know you can't really avoid Chosen One, but it's not really my favorite thing anymore. So I think that's where I'm at with that one. We've got one question. Oh yeah, Monty says you're now about a third of a century. I'm over a third of a century.
You're over a third.
Yeah. We found out last night that I'm technically his big brother because of the music that I listen to.
If you had an older brother that listened to metal, that's Andrew's taste in metal. So it is just it's really funny because it repeatedly he'd say a band. I'm like, yeah, you probably listen to this, that, and this, and just exactly every time.
Brian wants to know if I intend to stay magical this year. I'm trying.
He's
really,
got to stock
really
up on potions. You know.
Yeah,
his mana's been getting low.
Yeah, you know what? I should get some like blue food coloring and just a mana potion.
They make, I'm sure I've seen it before. I'm sure there's still somewhere like mana potion energy drinks. There's little blue energy drinks I think I've seen, but I imagine. But
that's probably.
We got
Trin doesn't like Chosen One or.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not a huge fan of Chosen One anymore, but yet also some of my like Wheel of Time big Chosen One trope.
Well, that's grandfathered in. It doesn't count.
I feel like it does sort of work with some, but I also like I don't tend to mind Chosen One. I also love quest fantasy, I should say, which I feel like is unpopular these days.
I'm getting back into quest fantasy. I was out of it for a while, but I'm getting back into it.
Yeah, I just I don't know. There's something about it I do really enjoy, and I know not everyone does. But.
I actually just bought 2 Arthur C. Clarke books today, so I have been doing more sci-fi.
I just bought Annihilation, which I just read, and I think
Murphy browbeat you into reading that.
It was a good suggestion. I plan to try some more sci-fi. I read some. For me, it's mostly just there's so much fantasy that I want to read, which is why I don't bridge into other genres that much because there's so much in my preferred genre that I know I really, really like, and so I try other things, but I focus.
I feel like I've been reading more. Hold on, I'm literally checking Goodreads because I can't remember anything beyond. Like I just finished Sun Eater #4, so that's sci-fi. Illustrated Man is technically sci-fi by Ray Bradbury. I've just finished that one. Fire and Song. That is fantasy sci-fi with a school setting. Ha, screw you. Iron Prince. I read that this year. Ghost Brigades. That's sci-fi.
I'm reading a Janny Wirt.
I read Frankenstein this year.
I also read Frankenstein. And if you want to call Jekyll and Hyde sci-fi, I call it bad, but you know.
Oh crap! I don't. Let's see. The City and the Stars by Arthur C. Clarke and The Fountains of Paradise.
All right. So we have several questions from Nogus in Discord as well. Name the worst book or series that you have finished reading.
Oh, that's easy. Poppy War.
I was gonna say that the first book. I didn't read the series. The first book definitely
You
up
said
there.
what did it have to be series or book?
A book or series, but you
Poppy
have
War.
to have finished it.
I finished Poppy
yeah,
War.
that's where, because I was gonna say the worst book I've ever attempted to read was a DNF, I think. So, what else have I? I guess for series, maybe Belgariad, which is also a hot take, but I feel like if I would have read it when I was a kid, maybe I would have liked it, but I did not.
I DNF way too fast to ever reach the end of a series that I just.
And there's also Red Rising.
Listen, you leave Red Rising alone. I'm giving it another shot. Carrie wants to know what kind of metal, and she wished me a happy birthday. Thank you.
Well, like I said, with Andrew, so Andrew likes a lot of like the 2000s metal.
I do.
So you think you're Atreus, you're All That Remains, old Kill Switch, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Older brother metal, is there. I do listen to some of that too, but I listen to all kinds of other stuff. Like I'm wearing a Current shirt that's on this side, a Current shirt. So I listen to a lot of metalcore and some heavier stuff too. I tortured Andrew a little bit with some really heavy stuff.
You didn't torture. I didn't hate it.
I would say he didn't react that much, but I know it's not quite his thing.
Thank you, Pete.
It's the soulmates of book 2. See, Britain likes quests too.
Yeah, it's because quests are good. Patrick,
there's something about it because like I read books where I'm just like it's just I don't know, it's the feel of it. I don't know. I'm a big fan.
Sun Eater is amazing sci-fi. I was not prepared for Kingdoms of Death.
I do need to read.
You will like it. It's weird. It's almost like poetic style of prose, but at the same time, like you like that kind of stuff.
I do.
And it's beautiful, beautiful writing, and it's really cool, interesting ideas. I can't really talk about it right now. I'm probably going to be on the drive home. I'm either going to be doing Bastion by Phil Tucker or Ashes of Man at this point.
Yeah.
Because right now I'll probably finish Dandelion Wine by Ray Bradbury while I'm here, more than likely. Maybe. We'll see.
Looks like we do have a lot of Annihilation fans. So
I didn't know Annihilation was so popular.
It's good. It was really short. It's super weird. That's my whole review. I'm like, how do I talk about this without spoilers? It was just so strange, but I really enjoyed it. The movie was pretty solid too. It did some things really interestingly, but yeah, I did a review on it, and so happened to be out and see the book, and it was the non-movie cover because the one I read from the library was in the movie cover, so I grabbed it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll grab it. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can figure out how to scroll. There we go. Quest stuff you wear on. Can wear on you because every time.
Yeah, but I like traveling and fantasy.
See, that's why I like Assassin's Quest.
Assassin's Quest. I understand wholly why that one is not a people's fan, but I really enjoy it anyway. So that's where I'm like, I do really like my quests for sure. I'll read another one while you look here.
Listen, there's a burning question from your wife.
Oh God. Oh boy.
I mean, I think your favorite has to be Red Rising of this. You have to kiss, marry, kill these.
See, I
kiss, marry, kill them.
So what kill is what's
truth or drink?
I'm trying to think. That's a hard one. So if it's kiss, marry, kill, is it kill is the worst? Kiss is what's
kisses is all right, and then marry is the one you have to live with for the rest of your life.
I mean, I feel like I hated Poppy War the most, but I can't pick one of those two to marry. So it's really sad that Haunting Adeline is not the worst book on that list, though, and that's saying something. Oh God,
she picks the good books.
Something. Gosh, what book are you embarrassed that you enjoyed?
Anything you've recommended to me. I'm just
kidding. Wow. Shots fired.
Shots fired. Probably Piers Anthony Xanth novels.
I feel like that's probably just at the time thing.
Well, okay, so like as a teenager, like I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but if you look back, like one of the books is called The Color of Her Panties. That's the name of the book.
The synopsis of it makes it so much funnier though, because it is like it's the whole thing is with men who like will faint if a woman's panties are shown, they can't deal with it. But
I read it too. I think I've read it twice.
I tried to read the first one and I just couldn't get into the style. I don't know that I really have anything that I'm like embarrassed I liked. I'm pretty open about the stuff I read. Like I read some dumb stuff like as a kid, but it was like I loved Captain Underpants when I was a kid.
Yeah, the Captain Underpants is just amazing.
Like I'm not embarrassed about that though, because it was dumb even as a kid. I
like you knew that was
I
dumb.
was reading much more advanced stuff. I'm like, this is dumb as hell, but I love it. And so like I mean like I don't know. I don't know that there's anything there. I feel like I would admit it if there was, but I can't think of anything.
Oh, Brian, you need to let me know your thoughts. It's a dark book. It's a really dark book. So it's a burn it all to the ground type of book. Burn it to the ground. Pretty much.
All right. The last Nogus question: if you had to burn all of the books of one of your 3 favorite series, what series would you burn?
Oh man.
I mean, so it's probably Force of Light and Shadow, Wheel of Time up top. I think Memory Star and Thorn gets 3 spot right now. I'm not burning any of those, so there you go, Nogus.
Oh God, my 3 favorite series.
Which one would you burn all of the books to?
I mean, can I buy new ones?
I don't. I mean,
or am I burning all of the copies in existence?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'll take a sip here. I'm not. I couldn't even if I could get new copies.
Realm of the Elderlings.
Ooh, is that top 3 for you? That dropped out of my top 3.
I don't know. I should probably just.
I would half of them.
You know, Evie has access to the stream, right?
Oh no.
She can easily, if she's here, she can jump in.
She can come in and start causing problems.
Yeah, that's hilarious. She's got admin access.
Oh God.
Let's see. Carrie likes the 2000s metal.
I mean, it's good. Like I'm not knocking it. It just is. It feels like it's the kind of thing. Like I said, older brother metal is a thing apparently.
Savina wants to know what you were reading.
So I am reading currently. Neither one of them are in this room, but Lions of Alrasan by Guy Gabriel Kay, which is so good so far.
I was hoping they'd have a copy at Half Price Books, and they didn't.
I've gotten like whenever they've had Kay there, I've gotten most of it. It varies, but this one was. I've been meaning to start Guy Gabriel Kay for so long, and I picked the terrible time starting readathon in April, and I'm not going to be done, so I'm going to be starting from behind. But I'm reading it, and it is really good. Joanna recommended it very highly and said it was a good one to start with. Janie Wirtz apparently said this is her favorite of his stuff too. I'm also reading a Janie Wirtz short story collection, which is That Way Lies Camelot as well. That one's shorter at least, so I'll finish that at least. But
I am currently reading The Wolf's Call by Anthony Ryan. I am listening to, I'm kind of jumping back and forth between Bastion by Phil Tucker and Dandelion Wine by Ray Bradbury. And Pete wants to know if Tori's husband, Ben, is the one who got me into Ray Bradbury. I don't think so. In fact, I think I was doing I started a Ray Bradbury read-along with Owen Edwards. Who's one of my patrons. And it was just, we had a really fun time talking about it. And I've been meaning to try more Ray Bradbury. I'm actually hauling like 6 Ray Bradbury books.
I really need to read some more. I read, I'm pretty sure I read Martian Chronicles years ago. But
Martian Chronicles is good. If you want something that's very similar in the same vein of Martian Chronicles, Illustrated Man. It's got a lot of Mars short stories as well.
Okay.
Jeff Vandermeer, right?
That is the one. Yeah, definitely recommend checking it out. It's strange, but in a really good way.
Yes, Mr. Rorosori. It happens almost every 6 months, like clockwork.
It has been anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We might skip the next 6 months because you'll be a little bit preoccupied.
Just a little bit, yeah.
But we'll probably pick the schedule back up after that.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
For sure. Do you need a mouse, by the way?
No, because I'm a savage and I like to scroll with my fingers.
Get you a mouse.
No.
Okay.
Rude. I feel
challenged. Okay.
I mean, I couldn't talk to that. I have no idea.
I was not aware of that.
I haven't read it in 15 years.
I love that the very next comment though is Captain Underpants is great.
I mean, yeah, Captain Underpants is great.
With,
It's
like,
a grown man principal
the
running around.
Flip-O-Rama though, I mean, like, Miles, it was streets ahead, as Pierce Hawthorne would say, streets ahead.
Yeah, Xanth, I don't know why I was like 10, 11, 12, 13 when I was reading Xanth. And I read, like,
they really weren't intended for kids. It just was kind of meant to be humorous. But I mean, at the time, there was a lot of kind of odd things that were just done in sci-fi fantasy. So I don't know.
A lot of the names were punny, like Isle of You.
Oh, very true. Well, Patrick said he wanted us to do a song duo.
No thanks.
What means you have to drink.
Okay.
I would have done it, but
I won't.
Stacy says, what book did you enjoy much earlier in your reading life now that you're either embarrassed to say you enjoyed or that you're not sure you would enjoy if you read it now?
I mean, I feel like Dragonlance kind of falls into there.
You ruined Dragonlance for me.
I did not.
You did. I actually reread it as an adult, but I was so blinded by nostalgia that I still really enjoyed it. But then I read it again with him, and he kept pointing out everything, and I'm like, God, you're right. This is really not very good.
And that makes me so sad because I've read like 30 Dragonlance books.
I was gonna say I did reread Prydain, which was a childhood thing.
You got me a copy of Prydain. It's on my shelf at home.
Yeah, it is. It has its issues, but I think it held up pretty well. Like I'd be really.
I'm not ashamed to have read Dragonlance. It just didn't work for me on reread.
I think there's some stuff I've been afraid to revisit though. It was
kind of The Hobbit was a great revisit for me.
That was really good. Like I read some like the Artemis Fowl books when I was a kid. The Bartimaeus trilogy. I actually own those.
I'm scared for Golden Compass. I've got 5 of the books right now. Because there's a follow-up series that he's currently
releasing. Actually never read it. I have a copy now, but I never actually read that one. So
I'm nervous that I won't like it anymore, but I did like it when I was reading it as a kid. But I have it now.
Yeah.
Look at Andrew. Sippy. Love you, Andrew. Let's see.
And Pete's got a good suggestion there for burning a book.
The book that wouldn't burn.
I didn't like that book very much though. So
I don't know. I started reading the first page and I was just like, I don't think this is gonna be my thing.
I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it, but it was like 3 stars for me, and I will not be continuing. So yeah.
Wheel of Time would burn longest. How dare you?
I mean, that'd keep you warm through the winter. So. But Eric, we were just at Half Price Books, so we missed you again. So,
does Eric work at Half Price Books?
No, but he lives around here. We've been many of the same places, but never met in person.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's just like we've been to the same concerts and everything, and so like we've never actually run into each other. But someday it's gonna happen.
Just one day he's gonna walk. He's like, ah!
I was just saying, I don't know what he looks like, but I imagine he would have recognized either one of us.
He probably knows. Just from this interaction alone, I think he knows what you look like.
I mean, he comments on my channel too, so I'm sure he's seen it. But what else we got here? I can look in the Discord and ask you search.
This is how you remind me.
Where did that come from? Oh gosh. It's not like you to say sorry. Written on a different. I'm doing Creed voice for some reason. I don't know.
This is how you remind me.
We literally could have done that as a song duo.
Yeah, we could have. But it's too late now. The sips have been taken.
It's too late. Lord Monty Adkins asks, ever tell someone you liked a book they read even though you hated it?
Not that comes to mind. If I'm gonna try and be kind, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that was okay.
Like if somebody's really excited about something and I hated it.
I don't like shitting on people's dreams.
I might say, oh, that one wasn't for me. I was actually worried about this because I was gifted Fairy Tale by Stephen King, which I actually thought was, not bad. I didn't love it, but I actually didn't hate it either. And I was afraid that if I hated it, I wasn't going to want to tell him that. because he was really trying to get a book for me, but he didn't really know that much about what I read, and so. But I actually thought it was mad, but no, I don't think so. I might just be like, yeah, I didn't care for that, but if someone's like, I love this book, I'm not gonna be like, it sucks, just
unless it's Poppy War.
Maybe then.
I've told people. I told Ryan Cahill to his face his books weren't for me. That was funny. He got a huge kick out of that.
Speaking of unpopular opinions. Okay.
And yeah, I'll sign in for people to burn my books as long as they pay full price.
There you go.
There you go. You can go to Andrew Meredith's website, or Games of Foot LLC, I think is the website. You can buy his books at full price. He'll customize them, and then you can tag him on Twitter of you burning the books or something like that.
And make sure to encourage all your friends and family members to do the same thing.
They make great fireplace starters. I mean, you can read them too. They're great stories, but definitely go to gamesoffootllc.com to get your fire starting kits.
Because he disagrees with whatever you agree with. It's just he said something bad about whoever you like a lot
at some point in time.
So you better. And
if he hasn't yet, just wait. He'll get to you.
So Stacy added on. Ever say you've read a book that you haven't? Which I don't think so.
If I have, it's been a mistake.
I was gonna say there have been times where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I read this at some point.
It was actually funny. So back when I first started Goodreads, I was loading up a bunch of books of stuff that I'd read or thought I'd read, and just last week I went all the way, I put it in reverse on my star rating, and it said 1 star on a Ted Williams series, and it was book 3, and I knew for a fact that I DNF'd at book 2. So I had to remove it from my Goodreads.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's happened, but that's more of just a genuine mistake of I think I was adding books half awake. But no, if I've read a book, I'll tell you. And if I haven't, I'll tell you I didn't like it and that I stopped, because I'm very vocal when I've DNF'd a book.
Oh, and he really is. So then Monty asked, who is your BookTube crush? Which, I mean, do you have to ask? Do you have to ask? Immediately regretting doing this live now.
Are you? Too late now. We're in a small enclosed room.
I feel like you have a few other BookTube crushes.
Who, me?
Yeah, like Jake.
I mean, Jake, Pete, Ponderings of Pete, Jake the Bookish Drummer. I mean, I've got BookTube boyfriends. I get around.
Get around, man.
My poor wife.
Around, I get around. Get around.
Okay, let's see. Andrew Wizard. Ben's favorite is From the Dust Returned. I actually just got that. I just hauled that this month. I'm supposed to be reading it with Owen in either Q3 or 4 of this year. Let me know if you decide to read it. Yeah, I have the hardcover. I believe that's the Addams Family one, because he was friends with Adam, the author of the Addams Family. And so he created his own family, which is based off of the short story Uncle Einar. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
I was just snapping along to the Addams Family beat that was in my head.
Da-na-na-na. 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 They're creepy and they're kooky. They're all together. And we could have duetted that one. I'd have been fine with that.
See? You could have done it.
Could have done it.
Patrick asks, when did you know you were addicted to reading?
BookTube. When finally I started my channel, and I think one of my first book hauls is a 30+ book haul. I was just like, oh no. And I think the smallest book haul I've had, and I do book hauls monthly, I don't think I've skipped one, is 20 books.
I was gonna say, when I was a kid I read a lot, but then when I was in high school, I would read so much that I would basically just pass out in mid-page, because I'd be trying to stay up so late and read and whatnot. But then I definitely started reading a lot more, and really now I'm an adult and I can actually feed the addiction by purchasing books, where I didn't have as many opportunities when I was a kid to do so.
Meredith wants you to say Eddings.
Eddings.
David
About
Eddings.
which one? I know. I was like, I already bashed Belgariad earlier. You missed it, so.
What was your favorite short story in Illustrated Man, and why was it Skellingtons? I don't remember Skellingtons, honestly. It's funny because I listened to it in like one sitting. It all kind of blurs together, and it doesn't tell you what short story is which. The audiobook doesn't. So I don't know which one's my favorite, but I actually it would be, there's this couple and they've kind of traveled to the future because there are these like the world's at war, and it's like this post-apocalyptic setting, but they've created this vacation where you can kind of go into the past and vacation in the past, and they try and run away into the past and they're being hunted. So I like that one, whatever that one's called.
All right, I'm sure somebody will tell us in the comments. So.
Yeah, I'm sure Pete, not Patrick. Sorry.
Never know.
Oh, Patrick wants to know, what's a book series that Andrew likes but Nico hates, and that Nico loves but Andrew hates? Yours is right beside your head.
I was gonna say Andrew DNF'd these, so
they're not badly written. It's just not my thing. And then I would probably say Cradle for you.
That would be a good. I don't hate Cradle, but I don't get it. I just don't. I don't really like progression much, and so it just doesn't really work for me. It was like it was all right. You could have said Dresden. I actively dislike Dresden.
Do you? I don't actively love Dresden though.
Yeah, it's fair. Not anymore.
I've read it 4 times, and so it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay, I'll keep reading the series as it comes out, but it's not anything that's my go-to anymore.
There was something else.
I'm sure there was.
I don't know what it was.
I mean, I'm looking at one book that I immediately, last time you visited, and I was just started complaining immediately.
What book?
It's Dylan's book.
What?
No Heart.
Oh, I loved the first one.
Yeah,
so.
I can get into it.
It was a good one.
Let's see. Yes, there are good Dragonlance books. I actually like Soulforge. Soulforge. The Brothers Magier. I really liked that one.
I read. I reread the original 3, and then I read Dragons of Summer Flame, not realizing that there's like a whole crap ton of stuff you're supposed to read before that. And I remember a fan was so exasperated. They're like, you can't just do that. Which, I mean, it would have made a lot of sense because there were a lot of plot points where I'm like, when did that happen? So I just Googled it. Like one of the main characters in that one is the son of a character who I'm like, when on earth did they have a kid? Yeah. And I'm like,
is his name Steele?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to Google, and apparently it happened off screen.
It does happen off screen.
So even if I would have read the books, I probably would have been like, what?
Although no, I think there is a book where it does. I think it's like the Sextant Chronicles. It's like a collection of 6 books, and it follows the heroes as they kind of separate in that 5-year period, and it still happens off screen. But it is
at least plausible then.
Yeah, it follows when they were traveling together.
I mean, I thought it was all right, but I have to be in the mood. I feel like it was more so reading the.
I just had fun nerding out about Dragonlance. I might have to change my answer from earlier.
I read some when I was younger too, just whatever my library had. But I don't remember a ton of them. But
speak of Evie, and she gets summoned.
So don't watch the replay, Evie, and you'll be fine.
Love you, Evie.
Oh gosh. So Patrick asked, "Have you ever lied, faked, or done a dishonest review?" Which, I mean, if I would have,
I barely do reviews anymore.
Tor wouldn't be mad at me right now. So. If Tor sends you a book and you don't give it a positive review, fun fact, they'll never allow you to get an arc of their books again. So clearly I haven't and don't.
A dishonest review. I don't believe so. I've gone back after like sitting with a book. So like the thing is when you record a review, usually it's soon after you've read the book. Not always, but sometimes it's soon after you've read the book. And then about 6 months later, if I'm thinking back on a book and I'm happy to be looking at my like star rating or something like that, and I'm like, you know what? Like I rated that like a star too high. Then like 6 months after the fact, I'll like drop it down a little bit.
So that's a great transition because I'll skip ahead because Stacy asked, what's a book that you rated 5 stars at the time that you know probably doesn't deserve 5 stars now? That's a good question, actually.
That's a hard question for me to answer because I rate a lot of stuff 5 stars.
That's what.
And a lot of the times I'll put 5 stars and then I'll type in 4.5.
I'm.
You know what? I can't answer that one. So
I'm just curious. I'm scrolling through my 5-star ones really quick. Because sometimes you do. I feel like recency bias is a thing. Very much so. Sometimes where you just read something, you're so excited about it, then you think about it, and you're. Right now, I'm scrolling through all my 5 stars though, and they're pretty solid.
I'm sure I've got some 5 stars on there where I could probably pick apart because I'm very good at being nitpicky.
I'm not finding any, so I guess I will.
Really, you give Wheel of Ocean 5 stars?
Yeah.
That was a kind of
You didn't even read that one.
Yeah, that's because Jalen sucks.
I like. I mean, Snorri was the better character, but I mean, I don't specifically remember clearly enough why I rated it 5. That could be one, I suppose. But these are mostly really good books.
Did I just see? You're gonna give Shadow of the Gods 5 stars?
Actually, that probably would be one that.
It's a good book.
Yeah, but no, that's fair.
Orca's very one note.
I feel like because I think the second one I might have given 4. Sometimes when it's like that, when the second one after I've sat with it longer, I'm like, oh yeah, this is still good. So I mean that is very good. I don't know if it's 5 stars. I stand by Bruin and Wrath though.
Oh yeah,
Wrath was a roundup, and like Dragon Mage was a roundup.
You rounded up Wrath. What didn't you like about Wrath? I mean, I'm like 4 years removed from Wrath.
I mean,
so 3 years.
It was like a 4.5, like still basically there. But it just it kind of some of the stuff it did at the end was like a little weird, but I was okay with it.
Have you read the follow-up trilogy?
No, I still haven't yet. But
yeah, the weird stuff is just kind of transitioning into.
I know, but it kind of feels like that, like it's doing some of that. So that's where it's like not a big deal, still great.
They want to know what we're drinking.
We did a whole bit about this.
It's something
now you should go back, but
yeah,
it's a Manhattan. I'll just tell you,
it's a secret.
Iced tea.
Yeah, it's iced tea. Honestly,
it's actually Iced Tea, the actor musician.
Oh yeah, Evie, this is like 2 ounces that we haven't been. Look at Evie's comment. Oh, I love you so much, my friend. Oh, Meredith started Ships of Marrier today.
Oh, so good.
Okay,
I'm really excited. What you can't just skip over Ships of Marrier.
Okay.
Why would you do this? Let me be happy.
No.
So good. That's Ships of Marrier and then Warhost, which I have the combo version. It's both of them combined right here. So good. That's where I fell in love with the series. So I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. You better tell me your thoughts as you go along. Now you may move on.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Brandon Sanderson?
This is actually something that we sort of disagree on a little bit.
We talk about this quite often.
But yeah, because I still like Sanderson. I feel like I used to just buy all of his books, and I'm not as much of a fan of some. Like I actually have gotten rid of quite a few of them, but I still like I enjoyed the Secret Projects. I'm still excited for Mistborn 5. I did not dislike Rhythm of War as much as people did.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Thought it was a really solid 4-star. And I mean, like some of the big things that happened with a certain character were fantastic.
The big stuff in Rhythm of War works really well. It's the small stuff like the mental health thing that Kaladin does.
It gets it's getting a little bit too in your face with it.
It was cringy.
I mean, I can see it. I feel like it does sort of fit the character, but it has gotten a little bit too in your face with it, which I will admit. But like, we were just talking, like, I have the original.
I walked past Sunlit Man 3 times today. Didn't buy it once.
Yeah. I feel like you're a little harsher on Sanderson than I am. I still think he has good stuff, but I feel like some of it's just you know, the magic's not always there for me. And I feel like some of the secret projects did capture that a little bit more. But like I got rid of which granted I hated the ending of the Reckoners, and it was one of the YA ones anyway. But I got rid of the Skyward ones, even though I actually enjoyed those. I just don't think I'm going to reread them. So instead of collecting all of his books, I started kind of getting rid of them. I still haven't read the last one. They got a little bit worse each time. So yeah, but I still generally enjoyed Sanderson. So.
I don't know what the crush question was.
Who's your booktube crush? That question.
Oh,
we're that behind. That's what he's reacting to. That's what I'm saying. You got a crush on Pete?
Of course I got. Pete is a beautiful, beautiful man. Look at that. Look at that. That's what I needed. Thank you, Pete. It is my birthday. I'm just saying.
Patrick asks.
The city is a good. The city is basically where like humanity came to this alien planet, messed them up, and like the city is sentient and it's looking for revenge. And after like 2,000 years, humans come back because they've forgotten. They think they've discovered it, and like it's kind of messed up, but it's really cool.
Yeah,
that one I immediately know what you're talking about.
So Patrick asks, a book or series you read but enjoyed more as a movie, TV show, like Wheel of Time. Wrong, Patrick. You did that on purpose. But... so just something you enjoyed movie, TV show more?
I mean, I don't really watch a lot of adaptations.
I feel like Lord of the Rings is probably an
answer.
That
would be my cop-out answer.
Comment. Because I like the books too, but I love the movies. I've just seen the movies a lot more than the books. I'm trying to think of something actively like, I think this is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. The movie is much superior to the book. The book was okay. I didn't like it that much. It's really good, actually. It's really good.
Princess Bride is better as a movie.
That Princess Bride would be another example. The movie is, I think, much better. The book is just good.
And you know what? I haven't even read the book.
I read it forever ago, and then I
have a copy.
I haven't read that copy. That's just like a nice piece. But I had a copy, and I started reading it because I barely remembered it, and I'm like, this is not nearly as good as the movie. So I haven't actually read it in so many years that I barely remember it. So
let's see. Heidi wants to know what we think of. We were actually just talking about this yesterday. The Fury of the Gods cover.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. So my comment was, because they're just right within arm reach, is on these two, you've got the creature on the front and it wraps around to the back. This hand is kind of defeating the purpose of showcasing, and it wraps around to the back. But the snake on the third one is just prominent front and center on the cover in the center. And I don't think it matches the series.
I don't know if it's because it's not printed, but it looks super digital in like not a good way, and I don't know. So I'm gonna read the book. I've enjoyed the first two, but I'm not.
I still need to read Hunger.
I'm not crazy about it.
I'm planning on reading Hunger sometime.
I really enjoyed the series for sure. So
okay, yeah. Skeletons. I thought Skeletons is in October Country, isn't it? Is that the one where the guy thinks his skeleton and himself are separate? Because if so, I read that one in October Country, and that one's really good. This dude's like trying to he's like at war with his own skeleton because he thinks his mind and like his flesh and his skeleton are different. If that's the one you're talking about, Pete, it is good, but that's in October Country.
I gotcha. We got more.
Soul Fudge is also my favorite. Sorry, I know you mean Soul Forge.
It's because you said Soul Fudge. He's making fun of you.
Well, I'm now making fun of him for making fun of me.
Oh gosh,
I forgot I did that. I'm so sorry.
That was a whole thing that happened. Oh gosh. Okay, we're a little behind. We can catch up here.
I don't care. It's called Fox in the Forest. Okay.
See, I thought Pete would tell you the title.
Good evening, gentlemen. What's up, Josh Eats Books?
Good evening. Oh, we got Derek here too. Hey, Derek.
Where? Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Derek Bailey. Everybody go buy his books.
I'm literally using an Umbridge bookmark right now
in
one of the books that I'm reading.
Okay. Whoa, now. Why am I just not finding out that Andrew shares my hate? It's not a full-on hatred, but I think I literally just said this as we were walking out of half price books today. I straight up said with Stormlight 5, I think I'm done. At least for a while, I'm done with Sanderson.
I still plan to read his stuff, but it's not like it was where I'm like I'd be really excited for the next new release. It's like it comes out, I'm like, I should probably read it.
Trin says Yumi was YA romance and you can't convince her otherwise.
I mean, it kind of was. I actually didn't mind it.
Thank you, Evie.
It was I thought it was decent, but it wasn't really my thing. That's why I know a lot of people loved it, but it wasn't really my thing. So I thought it was pretty good though.
Dude, it is so hard to get an adaptation wrong in the first 10 seconds. You didn't even make it to the characters on the screen and you were wrong.
I don't engage with it because if people like it, that's fine. You can like it, but
So it's funny. The Witcher. Okay, I hate the Witcher books. But I really liked Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia, and I only watched the first season.
I liked the series.
The games are amazing.
From what I've heard from most people, the games are actually the best way to consume it. I've heard that
I did games, books, TV show.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read the books. I might try them at some point. I haven't played the games either, but I've seen the TV show and I liked it.
I'm still so mad that I read that scene in Season of Storms. It's literally Geralt has to walk into this guard room, Geralt, and give up his swords because it's the policy to enter the city. And sitting at a table in front of Geralt is a bunch of fat, overweight women who are just eating like a ton of food, belching and farting all over the place. And Geralt doesn't want to give up his swords. So they tackle him and then they pin him to the ground while they continue to belch and fart all over him. And that's the way that scene went, and you can't convince me otherwise.
That's a choice, I guess.
I closed the book right then. I was like, no. No thanks.
That's a choice. All right.
I was so done.
We got Patrick. Worst part or scene of a book or series of one of your favorite book or series, and/or the best part / scene.
What?
So, what the one of your favorite books or series? What the worst part or scene is in it, and the best scene, I guess.
What am I?
So,
okay.
So something that you really love, but it has a scene that's just like, oh no.
All of Winter's Heart. No, all of Crossroads of Twilight. Crossroads of Twilight sucks. But I do love the Bowl of Winds scene in the Wheel of Time.
I'm good with Bowl of the Winds. I feel like for me,
I thought that was really good. Or
I'm gonna go a different route.
I can generically say Bowl of Winds, but I can't say what happens to a main character in the series.
You probably know. It's going to get a little spoilery.
Yeah, it's going to get a little too spoilery.
I'd have to go probably with Nightmare Land by Daniel Barnett. Really loved it, but there were several scenes I wish I would not have had to read in that because it's just kind of weird stuff, which
it's so good.
I've gathered you get that in horror, which is one of the reasons why I'm not eager to get into more horror, but just there's some weird scenes that I'm just like, not for me, but I really loved them overall. So it's probably what I would go with overall.
John and Joe are overrated. John and Joe who?
I'm assuming John Gwynne, Joe Abercrombie?
No.
Abercrombie, yes. John Gwynne, maybe, honestly, because I think he's great, but...
I think he's perfectly rated.
But I feel like he was... everybody was going on about him for a while.
Yes, it was October Country.
But I'm not a huge Abercrombie fan, so I'd be there. But I like John Gwynne a lot.
Hey, there's Owen. I've been talking all about Owen. What's up, dude? We were talking to Ray Bradbury a little earlier.
We did get a book you told people you read but actually didn't, and I don't think we had an answer for that. So somebody else asked that. Cringiest scene you've ever read, coming from Stacy.
That's in the Poppy War. Just because I didn't there's multiple instances in the Poppy War where I was just like, why was this here? What did that serve? That sucked.
I just don't want to think about cringy scenes I've read to figure out what the cringiest is, so I'm not going to.
My go-to is Poppy War.
Yeah, I mean that's
the cringy scene would involve her getting her first period.
that whole section, which I mentioned
Served no
in my
purpose.
review, because like I could see including what they did there as commentary, but it doesn't. It completely glosses over it and never brings it up again in that book. And I'm just like, really? So yeah. But yeah, I don't want to think about more cringy scenes. So
yes, we are reading From Dust Returned.
From Dust Return. What? Am I?
No,
What?
but Owen.
Oh, well, you looked at me like we are. I didn't know.
I'm trying to remember if
Owen.
that's the name of the book.
That's the one you said. Yeah.
Yes.
So. Oh God! Don't tell me that about Guy Gabriel K. Eric, because I have heard that and I'm not looking forward to it. So.
I'm gonna tell you what. I got to a scene in Tagana where very early on in the book, and I was just like, I don't like the way that was described at all.
I have heard that's not a great one to start with, but yeah, I've heard he includes at least some sexual content in every book.
It was either referred to as her portal or her orifice or something like that. And it's been a couple of years, but I was just like, I don't like that at all.
I have the book. It's right behind you.
I'm not gonna go look for it. Where is it?
It's literally right there.
Where? Because you've got GGK over here.
It's sorted by size, not by author.
You're sorted by size.
Oh gosh. A book you had and for whatever reason do not have now and want again to reread or just in your collection. From Patrick.
Oh man. Timothy Zahn, Star Wars. I picked up Heir to the Empire today, but I want the whole trilogy again.
I'm trying to think. For the longest time, that literally was this Prydain Chronicles. This was really actually hard to track this copy down, which is all of them, and finding like good condition ones. Because I really wanted to try this again, but I have it now. I'm trying to think if there's something else that I'd really like to get, but haven't been able to track down. So I'm not really sure. So I don't know. I do not know. I see. Oh God, I was planning on reading Guy Gabriel K. So I'm reading Lions of Albersan right now, which is fantastic so far. Absolutely fantastic. So I am loving it, but I have heard that there's some of that which isn't great. So yeah. I have Brightness Line. I have most of his books, so that's good to know though. Like, so I'm still gonna definitely try him because I feel like he's an author who will be for me. But I'm interested here. The Worm Ouroboros. I have not read that. I don't think Andrew has either.
I mentioned today that Philip Chase didn't like it, but Brian from Belltube liked it.
Okay. I don't know what the answer to that question was, or what that question was related to. What is a book or series that would translate well to a video game? From Josh Eats Books.
To a video game? Iron Prince. Or, no, Iron Prince would be good. By Bryce O'Connor and Luke Chimilenko.
So I'm going to go, instead of saying something obvious like Sanderson, I read The Beast Hunters by Christopher Lendy, which did feel kind of video gamey in a good way. But the way it's set up, like you could easily turn that into a game where like you're investigating for clues, you're chasing down beasts and having to like solve puzzles and stuff. So I feel like that would actually be really fun. I would play that. Alternately, there was something else. There was literally a book I read not long ago where I'm like, I would play this as a video game, but I don't really want to read it. I don't remember what it is. So if I remember, I will say.
What?
Eric just asked, is Andrew thinking of the closet sex in Tagana?
Hey, he knows exactly. Tell me what page it is.
I don't know if he knows what page it is, but he said Lions is not too bad.
I'm literally looking for the page.
Just didn't need a few. I said Lions is my first GGK book, so I think it's pretty early on.
Almost everything I've read has been about sex so far.
Titan Hoppers would make a good video game.
Titan Hoppers would make a fantastic video game.
That's what Trent said. I thought it was the book Andrew was talking about. Oh, that makes sense.
I've not read the Worm Ouroboros.
That's why while he was doing this, I'm like, I'm actually gonna go a little caught up on the chat. I don't know if we skipped things or not, but we're caught up now. So, Marilyn asks.
I think I found the scene, by the way.
Oh, you found the scene?
Yeah, hold on. Well, we're talking about freed breasts at this point, so. Yeah, he couldn't stop himself from wondering, even now, what her breasts would look like, free from the stiffness of her high-cut bodice. We are at page 30, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to try that one.
I'm just saying.
And actually, right now I'm listening to The Burning Stone, which is book 3 in Crown of Stars. And there's so much good in here, but there are some scenes where I'm just like, I really didn't need that. There's too many horny teenagers in this book. But then book 4 is like so good. It's my favorite of the series, and so I'm really excited stuff.
I think it's the end of this chapter.
He's really dedicated to looking, but
not really. But
Marilyn asks, a popular book that was just meh for you.
Oh man, there's so many.
I mean, what's the Travis Baldry one?
You shut your mouth. I mean, it is okay.
What's it called? I'm drawing a blank.
Legends and Lattes.
I could only think of 2. Yeah, Legends and Lattes was.
I'm done looking for. As I kick the table.
How dare him?
How dare I? Something that's popular that I thought was just meh. I know I can find one on your shelf. I'm sure I can.
What was? I'm trying to think of popular books.
You read some popular books. I don't want to crap on Brandon Sanderson anymore.
Popular.
That I thought was just meh.
I feel like I was just complaining about something. I'm like, I just don't get why it's so popular. Besides, like, no, I won't go.
We've got this one right here. Lord of a Shadow.
You haven't even read that. You shut your mouth. You're probably gonna love it, and then you're gonna be like, "My God, I should have read this forever ago when you told me to."
You know what? Discworld. It's probably gonna be Discworld.
Ooh, that is a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Actually,
let's come out swinging here. I don't really like the the witches. And I thought Hogfather was overrated as well.
That's actually, I think Hogfather is my next Discworld book I have.
I thought it was good for the Christmas season, but it wasn't like, I don't know. The Death Collection doesn't have enough death in it for me to be excited about it. He's like a side character in the series named after him.
Well, I think the collection,
and the sub-series named after him.
The collection parts, I think, were kind of done after. I don't think but I don't know. I've been reading in publication order, and I have noticed a really big improvement in overall quality from the beginning. So, but I like them. But I tend to not be the biggest fan of a lot of what's popular, and so like we've been crapping on some popular ones, but like the 5th season I thought was okay.
That was meh.
At best. So that probably fits. Would be another example. But so usually if a book is really popular, I'm like, I'm less interested because I just feel like it's not going to be living up to the hype. Which is why it's so funny that I was actually on the hype train with Will of the Many. I read an e-arc of this and I expected to not like it because I like this author, but you tell me Roman themed and everybody's like, oh, it's like Red Rising. I'm like, instant red flag, and school setting. I'm like, instant red flag. Loved this book.
And I did really like it.
Some people have really been like, oh, okay,
I give it about 4 stars.
So
I thought it was a little overhyped.
I've definitely seen that now. Well, and that's the danger. That did not go in right. I can't get it from here. That's the danger of a book like that. But I really, really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Your bookshelves are so tight.
No comment. Yeah.
Keep your mind out of the
I make it fit.
This is a PG-rated show.
Our last Discord comment, Trent said, romance is character development. Yes, no, debate. I mean, it could be.
Trent, I know you're here. What do you mean by character development?
I mean, yeah, elaborate maybe, but I'm just like, don't. Why would you put that up? No. Honestly, I have seen some other people be like, it wasn't for me, but it is just, it seems to be pretty, people just tend to really, really like it, honestly. So, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. And a lot of people of very differing thoughts and opinions have too. So,
Michael, I'm reading the sequel to Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Oh, Any Man Who Loves Ray Bradbury.
I do love me. I've got like 5 signed Ray Bradbury books now.
I'll have to, I still need to read some Ray Bradbury. Patrick asks, the best looking book you have on the shelf. So maybe I should have you decide that. What do you think the best looking book is on the shelf?
The best looking book.
Best looking book. I have most of the fancy ones in here now. I didn't used to. I have some good looking books.
Okay, toot your own horn much? I'm just kidding.
My books are pretty.
I like big books and I cannot lie.
It's true.
I don't know. No idea. Like this one.
I was gonna say that is a really pretty book. Look at that. Very pretty.
That was Felix Ortiz before he was popular.
So Chris, the writing gesture, said reading's gone now. Haven't had issues where people said starting slow, taking forever to hook me. So like I said, I've heard that one's apparently not a very good one to start with. If you're starting with, I don't know. So I'm planning to wait on that one, but I'll see because I got pulled in really, really quick. Alliance of Our Son. Just finished Something Wicked This Way Comes. We already saw that one. And that one. So romance is the best way to get the best character development. I definitely don't agree with that statement.
I don't agree.
But I think you can definitely show a character growing through romance. I'm just not a huge fan of romance. So
I don't mind romance.
I usually, if it's done poorly, it can really hurt a character, I feel like. But that's the big thing. If it's not done poorly, I really don't. I don't mind. Oh, but that is a really good point though, because I am a sucker for romance books. Although I guess I don't know if I am, because I really like that on TV. But a lot of the books that are supposed to have really good romances, I'm like,
no response.
I'm used to it by now. You like those?
I like them thick. I like them chunky.
Hello, fellow orientation. I still don't know what that means. Oh, wait, holy cow, it autocorrects. Okay, Ellie. What? I don't know.
Patrick wants to know Fourth Wing or Sarah J. Maas.
If I had to choose?
Cheers.
There's no right answer there. So we hate women?
What did we say?
No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely not.
I mean, female author.
I say Janny's my favorite. I do love. I can't wait to reread it.
There's still some Robin Hobb here, Evie.
There is, yes. I have a lot of.
There's actually quite a bit of Robin Hobb here. Yeah. We got Inheritance, Willful Prince.
I actually still need to read Inheritance.
Yeah, I got yelled at recently because I hadn't read this.
You should have read that before Tawny Man, to be honest. It actually fills in a lot of things in Tawny Man.
You know what? Don't tell me how to live my life.
I will! So see, but I mean that as more like a buddy thing, like Psych. I think Psych is the ultimate bromance with Sean and Gus. I just don't like romance that much either between characters of any orientation.
I mean, I read Ilona Andrews,
but oh no, it totally like Evie is all in good fun too, just for the record. So that's why we made the joke that she's gonna come in and like attack the stream when we disagree. It's a total like total all in good fun. So, but
I don't know. I'm still waiting for the bodily violence that's been promised upon my person.
I say Evie could completely stop this stream right now if she wanted, so you know she's really cool with it. So
don't say that.
Oh, okay. The comment that kept autocorrecting was he was trying to say hi to Britton.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen Psych in forever, so
it sounds like we've got a bromance going on in the comments.
We might. Oh my gosh! I think that's all of our actual.
Is that all the questions we got?
Yeah, that is all of the questions. We've been going for an hour. Holy cow!
Hey,
so,
yeah.
What is an Okie?
Okies unite! I don't know what that means.
Should I? Okay, so
is that like Oklahoma people?
Is that an Oklahoma thing? Is that a thing? Do you people call it?
Listen, only my mother gets to take me out of this world the way she brought me into it.
I don't know why the comment just hit me so hard, but it did. I love this stream, and you both, as people, to exist. Evie's gonna murder us if we step out of line too far. So
I'm fully aware of
that. It is Oklahoma. Okay.
Oklahoma.
I did, and I'm not backing it. So I just, I don't know. I'm not. I can't justify spending that much money on more leather bounds or the new Secret Project. So I like the ones I got. I got them, and I'm good with it. He's definitely not. If you missed that, but so good for him. It's doing really well, I'm sure. But maybe I'll read it at some
At
point.
this point, Brandon Sanderson's got a license to print money.
I still don't know why we're Hoosiers. So you got some Indiana people.
Hey, Michael's in Indiana.
I mean,
Hoosiers. You know,
there's no basketball team. But
there's no official history on what Hoosiers came from. There's a couple theories. I've heard like 3 different ones growing up in Indiana.
Okay. ChatGPT, whatever stream exists without my knowledge exists without my consent.
That sounds about right.
I don't Judge Holden. I feel like I should know what that is, but I don't know what that is. Judge Holden.
I'm assuming that's The Expanse.
Is it? It's from something. I know.
Holden is the captain of the Rocinante.
I know I've heard of that.
I don't like that series.
I guess Anita's new leaf has made Evie into a villain now too. Any new releases you aren't excited about?
I mean, if I am, I haven't. See, I'm really bad at tracking new releases. Unless it's a series I'm currently in the middle of, I don't go out of my way to... I mean, honestly, I would say Brandon Sanderson. Anything Sanderson's releasing, I'm not really excited.
I mean,
I'm more nervous about Stormlight 5.
I do feel like it's going to be one that'll be polarizing because for the direction it seems like it's going at the end of 4, I understand. But I mean, like, I don't know a ton of things that are coming out. I am very excited for Song of the Mysteries, even though I read it. That one's coming out. I'm very excited for. But yeah, I don't know a ton of new releases either. So
yeah, like, I mean, I know John Gwynn's got a book coming out. I know Andrew D. Meredith probably has one. J.C. and Byrne has one. I'm excited for those.
I was gonna say.
But most of the new releases that are coming out are indie that I'm aware of.
Blood Meridian, that's what it is.
What?
That's what Judge Holden is from.
Oh.
And now we're getting yelled at for not knowing that. I have not read that.
I haven't read Blood Meridian. Although, is that the one with the phallic? Cormac McCarthy likes
It's Cormac, but
he likes his phallic sunrises.
I have not read any Cormac McCarthy. It's on the list for someday. But
he doesn't believe in punctuation. He doesn't. Cormac McCarthy does not believe in punctuation.
Nimue has not appeared on this stream, so don't worry, you didn't miss anything.
I literally last night sent a picture of me and Nimue to Anita just to be antagonistic. I chose violence last night.
Pete's not excited for Adrian Tchaikovsky's new series. I don't know that one.
Is that the one with him like a robot drinking a teacup or something like that? I don't know. I saw something on Broken Bindings post.
Is this Air with him, Andy? Is that a Polanyic one? There's a lot of Andys. I don't know.
There's a lot of Andys. You're going to have to be more specific.
Abercrombie's Devils? I don't know what that is.
That's his new series.
Oh, I won't be reading that.
It sounds like an absolute mess.
Pete's really excited for something. Oh, hey, we're back. Okay. That was Evie letting us know that we need to walk right or she will. No, my internet's just being poor.
Yeah, you can see
I know. I was kidding because right after we said that.
Yeah, the signal's climbing back up.
Well, what are the odds right after he said that? I was just expecting her face to pop up on the screen like, you have chosen poorly.
I like the fact that you used that quote. That makes me happy.
That's immediately where my mind went.
That makes me incredibly happy. He's like, I'm innocent!
I know. No, she really didn't, but it would have been really, my mind went there where I'm like, I could see the internet indicator. Like, my internet just started being kind of crappy for a second there, but would have been funny though. But, well, any final questions in the chat here? I can check Discord. Nope, nobody else has gone into Discord. Yeah.
Let me see if I have any deemed questions.
Oh, did you post on the Twitter?
You know, I didn't post on Twitter.
Oh, I thought you meant on Discord.
Let's check the Twitterverse.
I don't know that anybody asked any questions on there.
I got like 2 retweets and 2 likes. I think I just got retweeted by
rookie numbers. You got to pump up those numbers.
By a bot? That might be a bot.
It could be.
None of this is related. Why did you retweet my post? Who are you?
I mean,
6.7K followers? I mean, you might be real.
Who knows? Maybe they just really appreciate either talking about books or alcohol.
What alcohol? There's no alcohol in this stream.
Definitely not.
No.
This is PG.
Yeah, PG.
PG.
Oh, Evie has questions.
Oh, we do. Oh.
My son is currently watching Toy Story at home. I'm getting texted pictures. Very cute.
My wife just asked, "Why are you the way that you are?" Which, if you know the rest of that Office quote, no comment. But we're going. So
kids are good.
3rd trimester for my wife. She's here. Around, as you can see as well here too. She's putting up with both of us being here in the house. Which...
Hey, I've been helpful. I fixed things.
You need to fix your attitude, though.
I probably do.
Okay.
Yes, master.
Yeah, we're getting here.
Sorry, don't hit me anymore. Let me out of this room.
It's
I want to go home.
You're never going home. Ever.
Yeah. Put the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again.
Put the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again. Dungeon Crawl audiobook.
Very good.
Dungeon Crawl is fantastic.
Jeff Hayes.
Yeah. I think he's a big reason why I love those books so much. Trent's got to finally catch Eli. I'm so bad at catching lives for the most, but no, he will not. He will.
Or is he trolling us? My personal theory, and there's nothing to back it up, is last I heard that his Winds of Winter, it has 1,200 pages written, which is a lot. That's a lot of pages for any single book. I think he's just trying to pump out the whole thing, and we're not getting a book 7. It's just going to be Winds of Winter Part 1 and 2. Or it's not going to be Winds of Winter. It's going to be renamed to something else.
There'll be something. I just think,
and it'll just close out the series. I think he's freaking tired of people bugging him, so he's just writing it to conclusion, and then he's just going to dump it all at once.
I think he just legitimately doesn't know how to end it. Like I've heard the theory that the way they ended it, that everybody hated on the show, was actually what he was planning on doing, and now he can't do it or something. I don't know if that's true. But
you could end it the same way, just execute it better.
I never watched the show.
The problem with the show was season 8 was too rushed. It needed more episodes. There's a specific arc for Daenerys Targaryen that's just incredibly rushed, and the way that you get to it just doesn't feel natural, and it left a lot of people frankly upset, and it's just gross.
I DNF'd in Feast for Crows. That's a book I was reading it and I lost my physical copy, and I did not make any effort to ever get a new one. So
I had a spare.
I took it this was when I was in high school, for the record.
I'll buy you a copy.
I'm okay. I was okay.
I'll take care of you.
So
I got you.
That was like the first book I ever DNF'd because it was unintentional. So
I'll get you a nice $250 version, so you'll have to put it on your shelves. Otherwise, you're a bad friend.
New title will be Wope of Wing. It'll have fourth wing tie-in. It's gonna be Whelp of Winter.
Probably, honestly. At this point, there's no way it can meet the hype.
Speaking of George R. R. Martin, though, does anybody remember the SNL sketch about Game of Thrones, the TV show? Because it was gold. It was saying like, we're making the show and we're lucky enough to have two just amazing consultants, the author George R. R. Martin and a 13-year-old boy named Billy. And Billy is just like, and we're gonna have boobies here and boobies here and boobies here. And it was,
I don't remember that.
oh, it's really good. If you look it up, just look up SNL Game of Thrones. It was really fun. So, but after that, that's my original unpopular opinion. Is I read that and everybody said it's supposed to be so good, and I'm just like, I get it. Like the story is there. And the story is good, but it's the execution and his writing style just clashes with me, and I just can't get into it. So,
I read books 1 and 2, and then I got to a argument between Tyrion and his dad, and I was just kind of like, I don't feel in the mood for this argument right now. So, bye-bye!
I might try it again someday, but it's not high on my list, honestly.
Yeah,
Too much new stuff.
It was Tyrion and his dad just arguing, and I was like, please stop. Like, you did so much of this on TV already that I don't feel like it.
You want to read something that's kind of like Game of Thrones, but better? One of your complaints was the villain was too monstrous, so...
Yeah, I don't...
It's fair, but I mean, like, because this never gets...
He got under my skin. He was creepy.
Yeah. Now this does get surprisingly dark, but this is pretty extremely realistic and kind of dark. It's fantasy, but it has almost a historical fiction vibe because it's like alternate our world, and it's very realistic. It deals a lot more with religion than A Song of Ice and Fire, but I think it's actually comparable. So I'm just saying.
Anita's adding it to her TV.
Hey. It's really good. I'm in the midst of my reread right now, and I'm loving it even more because I'm catching all the little clues that I missed.
He listens to that in the shower.
I did listen to that in the shower this morning.
From outside of the bathroom because I was in the nursery just reading because I brought a rocking chair. And it sounded like it was in Spanish.
It's probably just because you couldn't get through the shower, but I bumped up the speed a little bit because it's a reread and I need it to be done before the end of the month, so I'm a little faster than normal. But
isn't this the one you don't like the best?
This is my
Burning Stone.
This is my least favorite book of the series. However, I feel like I'm, especially knowing what's coming and catching all of these little things and seeing all the things it's setting up, I'm like, okay, I can appreciate it more. Plus, like I said, book 4 is my favorite. Book 4 is like straight up like something Robin Hobb would write too, for another fun comparison. In like a soul crushing way, but in a good way, you know. And so good, so good,
so good, so good. I got you. Is it actually? No. Okay. Cool.
That's funny. I could see that. That's actually why I never watched the show, because I started watching it and it was so similar to the books to start with that I'm like, nope, this gives me a
great adaptation that flubbed its landing.
It just was like so much of it was word for word and it reminded me of the books too much, so I just never actually watched it. So
oddly enough, the pilot was so bad that they had to redo it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It almost didn't get picked up by HBO.
I did not know that.
How you doing?
Interesting.
All right.
The more you know.
I think that's all we've got.
Yeah, that does seem to be all that we've got. I don't think anybody else has gone in here, but yeah. So now we've done some
shenanigans,
hydration, some shenanigans.
No, this is hydration. This is water.
I don't have water. I have a thing of lemonade.
Make healthier choices.
It's Tropicana. It's healthy, right? This definitely didn't come from a burger place.
It's a good burger joint.
That was good. If you're ever in Iowa,
bebops. I liked it. Oh, I like your sparkly tumbler.
My wife just brought me water.
What's this say on the side? Ducky.
There's a picture.
And it's got duckies all over it.
There's
Oh, and it's got a picture of a duck!
a very angry duck.
Look at it! It's so beautiful.
He sounded like Harry from Resident Alien. That show is so good.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you should. It's ridiculous.
Is it?
It's so good though.
We should watch an episode right after.
I'm down. It's if you ever watched Resident Alien, it's like it starts as just like a, kind of like, oh, this is kind of fun, but it's the dialogue and the humor. Alan Tudyk is amazing.
Yeah.
But like his interactions with so many people, just so good. And it's got kind of an eclectic cast in a good way too. So
You've got an eclectic cast?
yeah, I do. So
Why'd you say it like that?
because you said it like that.
I'm uncomfortable now.
Well, that's too bad. So
I'm gonna have to go get the doll and tell my therapist where you touched me. That didn't make sense, did it?
Pete just started. First episode was good. Anything with Alan Tudyk, 100%. That's why I started it, because I just wanted to try it, and they put it on Netflix. And it's like it gets, like I said, it's literally, so it's about, he's an alien who's pretending to be a human on Earth, and it's his physical acting is just amazing in his the way he talks, everything. But it's all of the things that he like misunderstands or is figuring out, or just his quirks. It's really fun. It's really fun. So and there's like, it's awful, but I love it because it's like, it's so dumb, but in such a great way. Yeah, Alan Tudyk absolutely kills it. It kills it.
The show sucks. You should totally watch it. Like,
it's like one of those things that, like, some of the things, like, I was talking to Discord the other day, and like, you can't even quote the dialogue in a lot of times because out of context it just sounds like innocuous, but the way it's delivered, it's so good. It's fun. It's really fun. So
does Alan Tudyk write on it, or?
I don't think so.
He's just an actor.
I actually saw something like he wasn't even picked for it. Like he auditioned, like 100 people auditioned, and he just got it. So he was not even like up there. But I can't imagine. Like I'm sure other people could do it, but he does it so well that it's just, yeah. Now I'm just fangirling about Alan Tudyk, but like a leaf on the wind.
It's too soon.
I know.
It's too soon.
Anyway, well, on that bombshell.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, lots of love to y'all, and we're gonna sign off. So see you next time, guys. Peace out. Stay magical. Bye.